Hello again everybody, I hope you're all keeping well. I'm at home today in the spare room and I'm going to be showing you all my grow light setup on these shelves. I'm really excited to show you all what's going on here because there's loads and loads of things going on, lots of things growing. I've been meaning to do a tour for quite a while, but I've just not got around to doing it. There's plenty of growth going on now, plenty to show you all. I know a few of you have been wanting to see what's going on, so today I'm going to show you, going to give you a good tour, and I'm going to show you my setup as well, what I'm using. So I do hope you enjoy. First thing, what am I using for my setup? I'm just using this chrome wire shelving, nothing expensive. It's got 4 shelves on it. I think it was like £79, nothing crazy. I'm just using 2 shelves at the moment. That will change very soon when I get my tomatoes started. Well, most of my tomatoes started anyway. That'll change. I'll start filling up more of these shelves. And with the lights, I'm just using these T5 Barinna lights, these shop lights, 4 foot wide LEDs from Barrina. Nothing expensive. They're not full spectrum, but I don't need full spectrum because I'm only starting these off. I'm not producing flowers and fruit, and this is all I need. I don't need any fancy grow lights or anything like that. I've used these in the past and I've had good results with them, so there's no problems there. And you'll see in a minute, there's lots of growth going on here. What I've actually done here, I've put tin foil around these sides to reflect as much light back in as possible because a lot of light was leaking out of here. I've actually got tin foil which I wrap around the front as well, by the way, when I'm not in here, and that works well. I'll show you why I've done that in a minute. You'll see why I've done that later on. I've also got a few of these USB computer cooling fans hooked up there. I put them on every now and again, but I don't have them running continuously, to be honest. But I've had no problems with mold or anything like that, or any disease. So yeah, that's all good. So right, let's get into what we're actually growing. So I'll start on the bottom shelf and I'll start on the right, and we've got our sweet potatoes which we're trying to produce slips with. These are on the heat mat. I've got these heat mats here, and yeah, there's nothing yet. Some of the sweet potatoes are in here in these mushroom trays with this cover over the top for humidity, and some are in a washing up bucket downstairs. I'm just comparing which one does best. I'm anticipating these ones will start producing slips first because they've got the heat mat. At the moment there's only a few roots starting to appear, but it has been only 3 weeks, so you know, we'll see what happens. Time will tell. Over at the back here, also on the heat mat, are our mini munch cucumbers. These are really nice, by the way. I highly recommend mini munch cucumbers as a variety to grow. I get loads of cucumbers every year that I grow these, and these are doing really well as well. They've actually got a couple of true leaves there, so they're doing great. I decided to keep them on the heat mat as well, and I used the thermometer and the soil temperature was 25 degrees Celsius. So yeah, these have grown really fast, and I think that's why. Next to them here, not on the heat mat, well, they kind of are on the heat mat, we've got some basil which we started in these propagators. Yeah, they're doing all right. There's a few little basil plants there. Next to them we've got our physalis, or Cape gooseberry, whichever you want to call them. I need to prick them out into individual pots very soon. Moving on here, also on a heat mat, we've got our watermelons. I'm trying watermelons this year to see if we can get away with any harvests. Never really tried them properly before, to be honest, so this is kind of like a first for me, really. This is like my third attempt to get these sprouted. I tried a couple of times before this and the seedling would pop up and then it would just flop over and die. Since then I've started using this heat mat, and I didn't remove it, to be honest, because I've managed to get the watermelons now growing away happily there. So clearly it was something to do with heat. They needed the heat to sprout and grow. So I'm going to leave them to get a bit bigger before I remove this heat from the bottom, because it does seem to be working clearly. Moving on to the back here, we've got quite a few watermelons actually, haven't we, really? At the back here we've got some of our Tiny Tim tomatoes. We started these off, blimey, I think all the way in January we started them off, and they seem to be doing really well. A couple of them are on the heat mat as well, and a couple of them aren't. And I don't know if there's any difference there. I think, actually no, I think these ones on the heat mat are slightly bigger than them. So it does seem to make a difference. We have a random geranium plant here. Don't ask why we've only got one. I planted 8 seeds and only 1 grew, and yeah, we've got 1 geranium plant there, just randomly. So yeah, we've got a load of different flowers here in these modules. I potted them on from here, so I may need to pot some more of these on. There's petunias and there's snapdragons. Petunias there, doing all right there, I suppose. And snapdragons here, -1, which we lost. I'll replace that module there. Yeah, they're doing all right, I think. At the back here, we've got our marigolds and cosmos. And yes, the cosmos are very, very leggy at the back there, but I'm going to pot them on, and I'm going to just pot them on a little bit deeper. And the marigolds, I'm going to pot them on as well. They need to be potted on very, very soon, actually. I'm going to make that a priority, getting them into individual pots. I've probably left that a little bit late, because they are well and truly growing away happily there with their first set of true leaves. So, right, that's the bottom shelf. So we'll move up to the top shelf now, just above it. See what's going on there. There's loads going on under this one. So we'll start on the right again. Now these are the early tomatoes which I sowed in February. I was very brave and decided to just get a few started. Got some Alice's Dream, which is a heritage variety. I've got a variety called Belladine. Got some Sun Golds. Always got to grow Sun Golds. They're a really lovely sweet cherry tomato. And then we've got some Mountain Magics there, some blight resistant tomatoes. And yeah, going back to the tin foil, that is one of the reasons why I've done that. Because, you know, if you look, they are a little bit leggy. That's okay though, because when I pot them on, I'll just pot them on up to the seedling leaves there, and that's fine. They do look a little bit, yeah, there's some leaves falling off there, and they are a little bit yellow. Not too sure what's going on there. Maybe I need to pot them on, but that's fine. We're not starting our proper tomatoes off yet. The most of our tomatoes yet. I'm going to be starting them off, I think, next week, maybe the week after. And I'm going to be starting them off in modules. So all these shelves will start filling up, I think, soon. We've got some herbs over here. We've got some of our basil, which we separated from the supermarket basil. And yeah, do you know what? A few of them have died. It is what it is. We do have a few here. We'll see how they do. And they are there. We've got some coriander here, some at the back there, and some here. Does look a little bit leggy. It does look a bit leggy. We've got some celery here, which I need to pot on really, really soon. I need to thin these out. It's not really necessary having the celery under the grow light, so I just decided to do it at home. Because why not? But I could have done these at the greenhouse, at the allotment if I wanted. But yeah, I think I'll take them to the allotment and pot them on this week actually. So tomatoes and herbs over there. Now here we've got all our peppers and aubergines, and we've got quite a lot of them. We've got some red kings here. We've got a few red kings mixed. I've kind of mixed them all up a little bit, to be honest. Not done very well with labelling. We've got some more peppers here. I think these are California Wonders here. We've got some more at the back there, just spare from when I was doing them in the cocoa core coins. So they need. That one looks quite good, doesn't it? I might pop that one on. We've got all our peppers and aubergines here in the 9cm pots. And look at that, they're doing really, really well. I'm really happy with how these are doing, actually, to be honest. The aubergines as well, looking really nice. Definitely where I'd expect them to be for this time of year. 5th of March. You know, we've still got a couple more months yet before they go down to the greenhouse and the polytunnel. So, you know what, they probably are growing a little bit fast, to be honest. I might need to... you know, start putting sticks in them to support them very soon. I've got these sticks which I'm going to use, and I'll definitely have to spread them out and start putting them on different shelves if they start getting, if they grow, if they continue to grow at the rate they're growing now anyway. So yeah, really, really good with the peppers and the aubergines there, I think. Fingers crossed we have a good year for peppers, because the last couple of years has just been terrible. We had a really good year in 2021. Interestingly, that was the year I did a similar grow light setup like this, and I grew the peppers under the grow lights until around April, May time, and we had an amazing year. We had some really big peppers in July actually, so yeah, hopefully we have another good year. We've not had one in a couple of years. Right, I'll move you on to the next bit. So over here, naughty me, I started a couple of courgettes off, and yes, it is very, very early. This is mostly just experimental, to be honest. I just started a couple off, and I'm going to see if I can grow some early courgettes in the greenhouse. I think I've got the space for them, and I think I'll be able to protect them from the frost. So we'll see what happens there. Very early, yeah, I usually wouldn't start them off this early. Usually I'd start them off in April, but we'll see what happens. I said in a previous video that I'm starting off butternut squash early because I always have a really slow start and they always take forever to get going. But ironically, they seem to be off to a really good start, and actually it's just a complete jungle of butternut squash plants. I've actually got 2 growing in that pot. I don't know how that's happened. Don't ask how that's happened. I'll have to sort them out, and I'll have to separate them. But yeah, we have around 12 butternut squash plants here. Probably too many. So yes, typical, isn't it? You start a couple off and they don't do very well, and then you think, oh, I'll do more this year because they didn't do very well last year, and then you start loads off and they do really, really well. It's always the case, isn't it? So yeah, courgettes and butternut squashes are doing really well there. I think this is the last thing actually now. Yeah, the last thing, we've got leeks. I'm starting my leeks off much later this year because last year I started them off way too early at Christmas time and they all bolted. But the leeks are doing really nicely here under the grow lights. I'm probably going to move these down to the greenhouse at the allotment soon because I'm going to have to start prioritising space for tomatoes and the peppers and the aubergines and the squashes and things like that, and the melons once they start getting bigger, because yeah, once all these start growing, it's going to get very crazy under here. So yeah, just a quick one really. Actually, it's been 15 minutes, so not that quick. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to see more videos like this in the future. So I'll do another one of these in a week or two and compare growth, see how we're doing. Let me know in the comments below if you've got a grow light system like this. I'd love to know how you're getting yours started off. So that's all for now, guys. I will see you in the next one. Happy gardening and stay safe.